Namaskar dear friends, welcome to the Biology by Vishal Mulia. Here in this video we are going to study about the second part of the biological classification, that is chapter 2 of standard 11. In the previous chapter we have studied the fundamentals of the classification, and now we are moving toward the kingdom Monera of Whittaker. So, welcome to Vigyan with Vishal Mulia. Welcome. See, this bacteria are the sole member of Monera kingdom, or you can say Monera kingdom is comprising bacteria. They are most abundant microorganism on earth. It is found almost everywhere. Everywhere means those area where we can't imagine even. Hundreds of bacteria are present in handful of soil. You just take 1 teaspoonful of soil and you will find hundred of species of bacteria, and the total number of bacteria would be there in millions and millions. They live in the extreme habitat like hot spring. They can be found in the desert area. They can be found in the snow, in the extreme condition where we cannot survive. They are surviving. Even in Antarctic region they found. They are found in the deep ocean where the thermal vent is there. So they are capable of surviving in each and every condition. And that's why we can say they live in the extreme habitat where few other life form cannot survive, where other organism cannot think to stay, where other organism cannot survive. Monera members bacteria can survive. So in another word we can say where they found, here, there, everywhere. I am using very nice Hindi word for it. It is found atra, tatra and sarvatra. They are everywhere. Many of them are living on other organism as a parasite or inside the other organism as a parasite. On the basis of shape, they are classified in 4 different types. If they are spherical, they are coccus, plurally cocci. If they are rod shaped, they are bacillus, plural is bacilli. If they are coma shaped, they are vibrium. It is vibrio in plural. And spiralium, that is spiral shape, and spirilla is their plural. So, let me go through some of the things, though the textbook has given some of the photograph, but we will go in little bit detail of it. Further thing is, there are certain terms which is associated with the bacterial shape, like if they are single it is mono, if they are two together it is diplo or bi, if they are in the chain it is strepto, if they are in bunch it is staphylo, and if there is a specifically group of 8 it is sarcina. Now let me explore it in further. Let me go through the shape spherical where the different groupism is there. Generally when they are spherical we are calling it coccus. Now if there is a single one, by default we will start saying monococcus. But see, this monococcus is not the right term, because monococcus is a genus belongs to plant kingdom. This is very nice information, or this is very nice question to twist. Monococcus can be shape, but monococcus is not the bacteria belongs to Monera. Monococcus, as we have seen previously, it is plant, where the single coccus is micrococcus. And when a person is having bad body odor, that is because of micrococcus luteum. Here you can enjoy with the help of Synton. That is the bit, what you can say, speciality of myself to present the scientific fact and figures in the form of Synton. Coming to the next point, if there is 2 it is diplococcus, 2 coccus together. When 4 are there we are calling it tetracoccus. Here you can see there in the photograph. When they are in the chain it is streptococcus. And When they are in the bunch, it is Staphylococcus. We are going to explore about each bacteria in the videos which is associated with NEET examination, but for the state board examination or for the NCERT examination, this much information is enough. Now next is the road shape, that is bacilli or bacillus, right? Road shape is bacillus, where the single one with the almost coccus shape is coccobacillus or basilicocci, and the best example is Haemophilus influenza, which is responsible for influenza disease. Normal bacillus is well known by lactobacillus. Imagine the curd formation from the milk, that is lactobacillus, and Bacillus thuringiensis, that is Bt cotton. So Bacillus is one of the well known and dominating group of bacteria, or you can say genus, in the Monera kingdom. If there are two, it is Diplobacillus, and one of the disease forming genus is Klebsiella. When they are in the palisade form, it is the best example can be Corynebacterium diphtheri, and for the Streptobacilli, the best example is Streptobacillus moniliformis, which is put here in the photograph. If they are comma shape, then we are calling it Vibrio, and the best example of the Vibrio is Vibrio cholerae, which is responsible for cholera disease, which is well known. When they are in the spiral shape, we are calling it Spirillum, and here you can see the Spirillum shaped bacteria. It can be with flagella, it can be without flagella. So these are the different shape of the bacteria, or you can say member of the kingdom Monera. Though structurally they are very simple, but behavior wise they are very complex, and that's why in one of the Scientone they are saying that don't underestimate power of microorganism. You can be diseased, and we know very well that there are so many diseases caused by bacteria. Compared to other microorganism or compared to other organism, bacterial group is showing lot of diversity, extensive diversity in their metabolic activity. Some of them are autotrophic because they are capable of synthesis their own food, and that is again from the inorganic substrate. Some of them are photosynthetic also. For the example of the chemosynthetic one, we can say Thiobacillus ferredoxan or Leptospirillum ferrooxidans, and here in the cartoon we can see that they are eating iron. So they are capable of digesting such kind of minerals, and that's why when two bacteria, one is chemosynthetic bacteria and one is photosynthetic bacteria, chemosynthetic bacteria is saying I am capable of digesting everything from the periodic table, maybe hypothetical one, but when they ask to the photosynthetic bacteria, what about you? The photosynthetic bacteria is answering, I'll eat the sunlight. They enjoy the photons for the photosynthesis and for preparing their food. The vast majority of bacteria is heterotrophic, so they are not preparing their food. So in another word, they can say they enjoy eat, drink and be merry because they are dependent on other organism or dead organism for the food or dead organic material for the food. So they don't prepare their food, but they enjoy from others. On the basis of the age, or you can say evolution, bacteria can be classified in two different parts, that is Archaebacteria and Eubacteria. Let me go through Archaebacteria. They are very special, very special. The reason is they are surviving in the harsh condition. They can survive in extremely salty area, to which we are calling it halophiles. When they are found in the hot springs, we are naming them thermoacidophiles, and when they are found in marshy area where methane is generated, we are calling is methanogens, or those bacteria which is producing methane, they are methanogens. Here you can see where you can find halophiles in the salt pan or salty area, or hot spring which is there in so many areas of our country, and the bacteria which is found there are called thermoacidophiles, and methanogens are found in the marshy area. This Archaebacteria is different from other bacteria because of their cell wall structure, and their cell wall structure is so interesting or so advanced or so compact or so tough that Archaebacteria can survive in the extreme condition. They are responsible for the cell wall is responsible for their survival in the harshy area because cell wall is having resistance. Methanogens, they are found in the guts of the several ruminant animals and like cow and buffalo, and they are producing methane there, and that is the reason why, because these methanogens are useful in the production of biogas. We are going to study about it in detail when we will go through certain interesting bacteria and certain interesting biotechnological processes and usefulness of the animals in standard 12. The next we are moving toward is Eubacteria. There are thousands of different species of Eubacteria, to which we are calling true bacteria. These true bacteria are characterized by presence of rigid cell wall, and if they are motile, their flagella is useful for the classification and identification purpose. On the basis of cell wall, we are classifying them in gram positive and gram negative bacteria, that is the staining process. If they are motile, the flagella which is helping them in the motility, that can be useful for classification purpose. On the basis of the presence of flagella and where it is present, we can classify them. Like if flagella is completely absent, we can say atrichous. If flagella is only one, monotrichous. If flagella is there at the one pole and it is in tuft, many flagella is there, we can say lophotrichous. If flagella is there on both the pole and single flagellum is there at both the pole, we can say amphitrichous. And when there is a tuft of flagella at both the pole, we can say amphilophotrichous. If the flagella is present at the entire body, or you can say on the entire body, we are calling peritrichous. Next we are moving toward is the cyanobacteria. Let me be specific, it is known as blue-green algae, and that is having chlorophyll A, like which is there in the herb plants. And because of presence of chlorophyll, they are autotroph. They can do photosynthesis. They are capable of preparing their own food in the presence of sunlight. The cyanobacteria, sometimes we are calling it blue-green algae also, can be unicellular, can be colonial, and can be filamentous. Here the best example of the unicellular cyanobacteria represented by microcystis. Colonial cyanobacteria can be exemplified with hydrodictyon, and filamentous, there are n number of cyanobacteria. Simply we can see spirulina, nostoc, anamina, and so on. Cyanobacteria can be aquatic, can be terrestrial. Even in the aquatic, they can be marine and they can stay there in the fresh water also. The cyanobacteria is having, when they are terrestrial, they are having colony surrounded by gelatinous sheath, and this gelatinous sheath, even in the water form, you can find it. It is helping them in the resisting to the hazardous environment, and gelatinous sheath is there for the protecting purpose. Many a time we can see water bloom, and this water bloom in the polluting water or polluted water is because of the presence of cyanobacteria. Many of this cyanobacteria is having a specialized cell to which we are calling heterocyst, and this heterocyst is helping in fixation of nitrogen. So they are helping in the nitrogen fixation from the atmosphere to soil. Example can be nostoc and anabina. Here you can see nostoc, which is fixing with the help of heterocyst, and anabina. We will go in detail about this organism in the coming days when we will go through the study of the nitrogen fixation and even the nitrogen cycle. Chemosynthetic autotrophic bacteria are capable of oxidizing various inorganic substances like nitrite, nitrate, or ammonia. And from that oxidation, whatever the free energy is there, that free energy, chemical free energy, will be utilized by the bacteria for the production of ATP. So you can say they are enjoying food from or energy from the chemical processes, and that's why they are chemosynthetic bacteria. These bacteria are known for recycling of elements like nitrogen, phosphorus, iron, and sulfur. These chemotrophic bacteria are of lot of economic importance because of their ecological role. Heterotrophic bacteria are most abundant in nature, and majority of them are used as a decomposer in the nature. Many of them are having significant role in our day-to-day life also, so they are associated with us and they have a lot of impact on us. Best example is from milk to curd. Bacteria is helping us in the formation of curd formation. Another is they are very much useful or of economic importance because they are capable of producing antibiotics, without which we cannot think of the healthcare system in these days. These bacteria are helpful in fixing the nitrogen with the help of legumes, and we will go through detail when we will study the nitrogen fixation. Many of them are pathogens causing disease to human beings, to farm animals, to crops, and even to pets also. Some of the well-known diseases caused by bacteria are cholera, typhoid, tetanus, citrus canker to plant. Cholera is happening because of Vibrio cholerae. You can see the photograph here. Typhoid is happening because of Salmonella typhi. Tetanus is caused by Clostridium tetani, and the citrus canker is happening because of Xanthomonas citri to the lemon. Bacteria is reproducing with the help of binary fission, and here we can see the animation where you can see how exactly the binary fission is occurring. Some of them go for the production of spore when unfavorable condition is there, and they are capable of doing a kind of sexual reproduction with the help of transferring of DNA, that is of very primitive type. When they transfer DNA from one organism to another organism, they go for the sexual reproduction, or you can say it is sexual reproduction by transformation of genetic material. Mycoplasma, that is the special kind of organism or special kind of Monera member which is not having cell wall. Rest of bacteria is having cell wall, but mycoplasmas are not having cell wall, and they are the smallest living cell known to us, and they can survive without oxygen also, and that's why many mycoplasma are there which is pathogenic to animals as well as plant. In the next coming videos we will go through the next kingdom exemplified by or studied by Whittaker, and that is Protista. So till that, thank you very much. Dhanyavad, Abhar, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.